Wild time.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh.
Oh, yeah. I just like being
I don't
free.
know how to say anything after that.
I got shorts, 5.5 inches on, and I just have less clothes on. I feel
And you
free.
got your socks on,
I
baby.
feel free. Oh,
He won't put his feet on the
today.
pod ever again.
No,
because
guy
one
yelled at.
person
Some
commented.
guy made fun of me.
Welcome to the Wild Times podcast. I'm your host, Forrest Galante, the broologist. I got Peter, a.k.a. Skinny Pete, a.k.a. Retep, a.k.a. PhD in podcast on the far right. He is
Thanks.
our resident alien expert and village idiot.
Hello.
Sitting in the middle. I just got to make fun of you because I can't make fun of you for being fat anymore.
No,
which
it's
is
okay. I mean,
awful.
a village idiot is more of Kyle's thing, but I'll take Kyle.
That's
producer.
fair.
Kyle,
That's fair. Kyle, the producer. And speaking of producers, Papa P in the middle here, Patrick
sir.
DeLuca. If this is your first time listening to our pod, just leave.
Cheers,
we don't
man.
really want you here.
Don't leave.
Why?
No,
Why do you
leave.
do
We're
this?
because we're hundreds of episodes in. You need to start at the beginning. Don't start here.
Evergreen, baby. We made our podcast
Whatever.
evergreen.
What do you guys got? What's going on, gents?
Well, we going right into it?
I mean, let's say before we get into the news, I'll tell you one thing.
What do you
Tell
got?
me one thing.
What do you got?
Been doing some drinking.
Today? Tonight?
Yeah.
In
Your
general?
whole life?
Ah, man, I don't know. I'll tell you what happened. So I got served an ad on Instagram
Okay.
for a fucking pretty early for this because it's only September. I got served an ad for a Christmas vacation advent calendar.
No way.
They
Yeah.
know you.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never met anybody who loves Christmas as much as you
It's
in my
true.
life.
It's
and
true.
something happened. It clicked in my brain, and I was like, "'Tis the season. Like we're here now."
It's not.
You bought it.
I'm
basically
kinda
August
thinking
still.
It's pretty much now Christmas time.
Are you drinking eggnog or what's going on?
Yeah, how does this work?
Just a little red wine. Been putting some real cozy shit on, and
It's 108 degrees out right now.
not in my house.
What?
Not in my house.
What am I going to do with the as fat as you can challenge this year?
Well, we'll wait till October. I don't know.
Good times.
What do you got?
Buddy?
One of my biggest bucket list things of my life, leaving in 48 hours.
You're going to Taco Bell and McDonald's in the same night.
No, that's Peter's. Yeah,
confused
that's his.
part.
Yeah, you
I'm
got
sorry.
it.
That's
You
me.
always do that.
I'm so sorry.
And he's the one going on the wildlife expedition.
I understood.
You do that every time. Let's take a guess. What do you think?
Okay.
So obviously it's wildlife centric.
Yeah.
One of my biggest bucket lists. Mentioned it that this is on my top of my list before. What do you think I'm going for?
I know what it is. I can't remember the name because I'm really stupid, but it's that place where it's very difficult to get into the middle of it around all the mountains that you have to.
Oh, you're
Peru,
talking. No, he's
Papua New
talk-
Guinea,
Papua New
He's talking
Guinea.
about West Papua.
West Papua.
That's what I'm saying.
No, haven't got there yet. Need many more millions of dollars to do that one.
Well, I know because I said let's do lunch.
Let's do lunch.
Or did I say let's
Said
do
brunch.
brunch?
He said
Let's
brunch.
do brunch.
I said, hey, I'm Hollywood producer. I was a Hallmark Christmas movie. Let's do brunch. And we went and sat and had caviar, and which we did. I never said let's do brunch. I said, what are your 5 bucket list things? We're going to cross a bunch of them off when we sell this
think
show.
we did 4
let's
of 'em.
fucking go. And you said Pontanal.
Yep.
We didn't do that on the show, but you've done it.
Done it.
You said Galapagos.
Done it.
We did it on the show.
Amazing.
You said that you wanted to explore the world's biggest cave in Vietnam. We did it on the show. Fuck, there was another one we did
But
on the
dude,
show.
that's great that you remember even those 3.
I remember those 3. There was one more we did on the goddamn show.
What a good friend you
I'm
are.
trying to remember what I said to you, but I think it was go to Australia, right? And look for the no.
No.
All right,
it wasn't
moving
the
on.
Thylacine. There was one other one we did on the show, and then polar bears.
Wait. No, you're not doing polar bears, are
Tomorrow, baby. Oh, tomorrow night.
you? Where do polar bears exist? Are you going to Antarctica?
No, I'm really excited. No, so
Not there.
I've done a deal with Travel Manitoba, Canada,
Oh,
and
cool.
they're taking me out, and I'm going with Mitch, and we're going to this place called Churchill Wild, which is a remote fly-in to this camp where you get 2 things that you focus on. One is on-foot safaris with polar bears, so literally walking with polar bears, which is the thing that I'm most excited for. And 2, this wolf pack, Kyle, maybe you can find the name of it. I'm blanking on it. It's a crazy, native name, is the only wolf pack in the world that's never been negatively impacted by humans. So the wolves are completely placid. Like they play, they have their pups around, everything. So it's walking safari in the Arctic with polar bears and wolves leaving tomorrow night.
That's fantastic.
How many people are in this group?
There's 6 of us in the group. Mitch and I make up 2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you say you're
Look at this. This is what we're going to go see and walk
Wow.
around and see. I'm so excited.
So how close are you? Like 100 yards, 200 yards?
I mean, look here. This is what we're doing. So you see, you can literally walk with polar bears. So over the shoulder, and you can see that's not exactly filmed with like a great camera. That's an iPhone. But yeah,
that's
I think
like a football field away.
100 yards away, on foot, walking, tracking. That's a big old group right there. But yeah, no, there's 6 of us going. And walking with polar bears is very high on my list.
So, I mean, being the nut job you are, and you never follow rules, you always break any restrictions or regulations.
Yes, I already have plans.
What are you planning on doing?
How do you know
the guide?
this? I am absolutely going to do this. We're bringing sound callers, which I'm not supposed to have. We're bringing decoys, which I'm not supposed to have. I'm definitely going to sneak out at night and go and try and get close to the polar bears.
That's the craziest thing in the world.
Hey, there's me.
Going out
What's
at
your
night.
stupid face saying there? Play that.
I don't know. I don't remember. All right, huge news. I'm so excited. I'm literally about to fulfill one of my largest bucket list destination trips of my life, because this fall I'll be headed to Churchill Wild in Manitoba, Canada, which is along the Hudson Bay coast. It's the first and only place in the world that offers walking polar bear safaris.
Cut it. By the way,
Offlers.
do you have to take some type of medication to keep your eyes open without blinking for that long?
Is that what happened? I didn't blink once.
Blink.
Interesting. I don't know if anybody's noticed this. I've never blinked during a podcast, ever.
Do you know? So this group takes out a certain amount of walking tours, obviously, each year.
Yep.
Do you know, have they ever had like a mock charge? Have they ever had an incident?
I'm not going to lie. I didn't ask.
He doesn't care.
I don't care. Yeah.
He'd go out there by himself if he could.
But I thought if you were just like shooting the shit with them and stuff.
I imagine if they'd had any negative, like majorly negative incidences, it would be public knowledge or known, or they would have been shut down. But I really don't know. I mean, look, I grew up in the safari business. We had some pretty bad negative instances, usually from people being idiots like me and not listening and not following the rules.
Well, the hippo attacking the tourists.
Yeah, and the
like
guy
that.
swimming with the croc. I don't know if I've ever told that
Never
story.
told that story.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, we can get into
Save that for after polar bears.
for sure.
It's a crazy story, but so I mean, I don't know, to be honest, but I couldn't be more excited. Oh, is that the pack?
Yep.
There
Dude.
is this pack there, the pack that's never been.
The wolf
Wolf
pack. Yeah, so I mean, you're going to go out there. You're going to try and interact with polar bears alone at night.
On foot.
That is, I mean, is nobody else concerned? I think that's insane.
I mean, I have to think these bears are somewhat habituated.
For sure. They definitely are. They're used to seeing people. But, it's a short season. They only see them for a few months of the year.
They're also like the one of the most vicious human killers in the entire world.
Oh, look at that lodge. One of only 3 animals in the world that actively hunt people.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to bring any deterrent? Like maybe some.
I'm going to bring a
mace?
nice steak and rub it on Mitch so that if anything happens, I just kick Mitch in the thigh and run away.
Are you going to put Mitch in front of the polar bear like you did the
rhino?
rhinoceros?
Absolutely, yes. 100%. If anything happens, I will push Mitch in front of me.
Mitch, stand here, get the shot.
Just remember, polar
away.
bears don't attack if you're standing right in front of me.
Yeah. I'm guessing that they'll probably mandate that everyone has like a bear spray canister.
I don't know. I really don't.
Hip.
But I'm really excited. I mean, it's crazy because this has been top of my bucket list for almost as long as I can remember. Small group, walking. I don't think,
So cool.
unless I'm doing some kind of thing like, oh, we need to go collar polar bears and I'm getting called in to help, which I've never really heard of that being the case with polar bears, unlike elephants and lions and certain things.
Yeah.
I don't know how you get a more intimate interaction with polar bears than this. So I'm really, really excited.
Are you? Oh.
No, I was just going to say, so where do you fly into?
I can tell you, we fly into Manitoba, and then we take a little private plane to one of these lodges. Like there's a strip in the these are in the middle of nowhere. It's a fly-in thing, and then you go on the safari. So really excited, really appreciate Churchill Wild and Travel Manitoba being willing to put me up for all of this. I think it's going to be really cushy and lovely. I don't think it's going to be roughing it.
Yeah,
which sounds delightful because it's the opposite of what I'm usually doing.
Right.
Are you so what?
Oh, seeing the wolf pack.
Look at that.
Sick.
Oh.
Yeah, that's amazing. You think Alaska too? And
I told Mitch we had a call about it this morning because we were getting prepped to leave, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, I got this, and I was like, I was teasing him. I was like, sorry, dude, we don't have the budget. Like, we're gonna shoot on iPhone and GoPro. And I kept the joke going for a while, and he totally believed me because we have been cutting down on camera gear and budget stuff. And he got legit. Kyle, you were on that part of that call. He got legitimately furious. He's like, I won't go there and shoot this. He's like, I don't care. And I was like, Calm down. I'm kidding.
You're such a piece of shit.
Yeah, I am. It's a treat.
Well, here's what it was. He was getting himself worked up for the end to be that he was just going to throw in his gear for free.
Oh, 100%.
That's
but
what it was going to be.
I didn't need him to do that.
Yeah.
I
Are they
didn't
going to
need
let him
do that.
drone?
Yeah,
on the polar
we
bears?
are. It took a while to organize that, but yes, they are.
Interesting.
So you've wanted to do this basically for all your life. What is it about this that makes it so special for you?
Well, it's polar bears. There's nothing else. Like
They're fucking huge
Where
and cool.
also, where I grew up, we have basically all of the largest, coolest big predators in the world, except for two things: tigers and polar bears. I got to do tigers a couple years ago. You guys remember I went with my mom. It wasn't like this. It wasn't on foot or anything. It was in a safari vehicle, but I've seen it. I've checked that box. This is the last incredible large predator that sits on that top of that food chain hunting people that I've never seen in the wild. So
this is
it's a
for
big
you.
one for me.
After this, you're done? You're getting
Yeah,
out of the
probably gonna
wildlife business?
Yeah. I'm going to become an accountant after this.
Oh, my God. You would be a bad
Spreadsheets,
accountant.
baby. Can't wait. Anyway, I'm excited to tell you guys how that goes. I will try and
Can't
keep
wait.
in touch. It's going to be really fun. We'll do a recap when I get back. Hey, Kyle, what's in the news? What's in the news?
God, I love this jingle.
Sir, news from the underground.
Okay.
I saw this pop up in my feed. Big
What was
fan. This is a huge bucket list item for me. Would love to see one in my lifetime. The title is Strange and Mysterious. Rarely seen 12-foot-long creature found in waters off San Diego.
12 feet long.
What do you think that creature is?
It was the same python that bit the guy's nuts.
Petter?
12 feet.
Petter, what do you think? 12 foot long.
It's got to be a
creature.
fish of some sort, right? It's in the water.
Yes,
You said that, right?
I did.
Okay.
Any other guesses?
Just fish from me.
I didn't say fish. I
Mermaid?
said creature.
A merman?
12 foot long.
What gets 12
Too-
feet long
too-
that you could find in San Diego?
Too
Any
big to be
guesses?
an eel. Sawfish? Could that get 12 feet?
Hey, they could, and that would be epic. It wasn't. What if I told you this? What if I told you? I'm going to give you some clues. Like a what's the game we play with the mysterious animals?
Mystery.
Bizarre Animal of the Week.
Mystery
Thank
animal.
you. Yeah.
BAOT dub is what the
BAOT
huge
dub.
listeners
Bado.
call it.
All right. We'll give you a couple clues, see if you can get there. What if I
Okay.
told you that this was a deep sea ribbon-like creature?
I would have a pretty good guess.
You guys.
Petter?
You guys. I know deep sea. I'll just say anglerfish.
Good.
I'm sure
guess.
it's tiny. It's not a good
That's
guess.
a small
It's
fish.
small animal.
I wasn't going to say it. I wasn't going to throw you under the bus.
Now, I will say, 12-foot anglerfish,
Terrifying.
I'm in. That's a movie.
That's a movie.
I'm in on it.
But the title that's the title. 12-foot
12
anglerfish.
One more clue here, and then I'm out of clues.
All right.
Actually, I could do two more, but I'll combine these two. It's silver and red with spots. And I don't know if that helps. And final clue, it's the omen of the end of the world and earthquakes.
To,
Do you know about
to
this?
what civilization?
It's like a known thing. I don't know.
Oh.
I can't remember the name, but it's like schmorfish or something.
It's an oarfish.
I knew it was something.
Schmorfus.
Schmor.
You have a
schmorfish.
schmorfus in between your schmut
I was
crack.
thinking like s'more. I was like, I know what this is. But
All
I
right,
don't
it
know
is
the
an
name.
oarfish. Yeah, I don't know why they're an omen. We should look that up. But yeah, so check this out. Group of kayakers were hanging out in San Diego, like Mission Bay area. And sure enough, here comes a 12-foot-long oarfish still alive up on the surface, which usually means they're very sick.
Yeah.
But there's been this thing, and Kyle, maybe you can figure out where this comes from, where when oarfish wash up, it's like an omen that earthquakes are coming. They're like a indicator or something strange like that. I forget where it comes from.
Interesting. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Japanese folklore.
The oarfish, also known as messenger from the sea.
Yeah.
Probably because it's so rare, and then
It's
they
super
attribute it to like this is something bad's gonna happen when you see a
It
giant.
says that it foreshadows an impending earthquake or other natural disaster.
There's been quite a few
That's
earthquakes
interesting,
lately,
right? Because one of the thoughts is that like El Nino conditions can cause them to come up and swim
Mhm.
at the surface. So
Mhm.
maybe they're right.
Wow, that's a nice piece of art. Look at that.
That's an oarfish.
That's an
right
oarfish. So maybe go to the actual video, Kyle, or if you don't mind.
I
But
think
yeah,
it might have been actually dead when it came to the surface.
was it? They found
Yeah.
a dead one? I don't know.
think
But
so,
I
yeah.
saw them pull it up on a paddleboard and swim it in and stuff. And it's cool. I mean, finding a dead one would not be as cool as seeing a live one.
Sure.
And there are probably 10 or 12 people in the world that have actually swum with a live one before. Have you ever seen the picture of the one that washed up in Catalina?
No.
Oh, find that, Kyle. That's really
a crazy,
impressive.
crazy fish though to pull up, especially if you didn't know like what it was.
Good,
Oh,
good
yeah.
eating. Good eating those oarfish.
Are they?
What?
That
I'm
first
assuming
picture.
they're bony as
Look at
shit.
that.
Is that an oarfish?
18 foot.
Yeah, I was in Catalina a few years ago.
I mean,
Crazy. Wow. It looks like a sea serpent.
I was going to say, where do you think the sea serpent myths come from?
Yeah, that's it. You're looking at it. Imagine seeing that thing as your. By the way, I always say this. People always forget this. The whole like sea serpent, mermaid, siren, giant squid, all those things. Keep in mind that when these legends and rumors came about, people were in sailing ships that couldn't stop and turn around and pivot on a dime.
Sure.
It's not like today where you're going by in your speedboat. You're like, hey, what's that? And you turn around and you're back there.
Yeah.
So they'd be like going by at 5 or 6 knots and you'd see it.
Snaking through.
Yeah, you'd see whatever it is, a colossal squid, one of these things. But then it's not like you could just turn the boat around and go check it out and be like, oh, actually, it's a fish.
Yeah.
So you just see this thing, or a dugong, which is where mermaids come from, or a big squid that's dead and where the krakens come from, and be like, oh my God, it's this monster. And then you don't see it again.
Guys, I brought some gifts. We got Animal Con coming up, and last year you guys stunk.
Wipes.
We did.
Wipes.
I got
I like the wipes.
I got
They're my
the
favorite
Mando,
product.
the Mando collection here. I got the wipes for Forrest. I got the bar soap for you.
You know I'm a
because
bar guy.
You were a stinky man. And I got the deodorant for me. This Mando deodorant lasts 72 hours, keeps me stink free. You know how hot it is in Florida.
Humid, sweat,
That's right.
stink.
I'm bringing this. We got
Pew.
our Mando products to get us through.
I love this. By the way, the Mount Fuji scent.
Oh, the scent.
Is that your favorite?
It's real nice because it's not what you expect.
Little whiff of Japan.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Dude,
I like that.
My wife was like, "What's that smell?" I was like, "I got some new deodorant." She's like, "I like it," and she never says that. She's like, "Use my deodorant."
She never compliments you.
That's true. Not even on my weight.
Mando makes all sorts of cool stuff to make you smell good. Easy to pack. Great for travel. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. Comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. Luckily, I have a discount code to help you get hooked on my favorite smelling whole body deodorant in the market. New customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code that equates to over 40% off your starter pack. Use code WILD at shopmando.com, shopmando.com. Remember, use the code WILD.
Hey, they say that fashion is an expression of one's character, and I'm here on vacation.
You look great.
Look at the shirt. Look at these tiny shorts.
Are those chubbies?
Of course they're chubbies.
You're
It's my
here to party.
favorite summer wear.
Yeah, I got my
I couldn't be
chubs
more
on.
comfortable.
That's right. 5.5 inches, baby. I got them. These legs, baby. They're
Yeah,
looking
skies
good.
out, thighs out. Let's go.
Very comfortable summer short.
Look, when I
wear.
just went on vacation with a bunch of bros. Resort, 3 days at the pool, 110 degrees. When I walk into the pool, I want everyone to know this guy's here to party.
Yeah, it's huge.
And that's why I was head to toe chubbies. Love the anti-chafe liner.
Nice.
High cut, baby. Here we go. Look, whether you're getting dressed for your work day, a workout, or you're like Pat on a weekend getaway, Chubbies has you covered. For a limited time, Chubbies is giving our viewers 20% off your order with our code WILD at chubbiesshorts.com. That's code WILD at chubbiesshorts.com. Support our show and tell them we sent you. Don't blend in with the crowd. Stand out like I do in this shirt with Chubbies.
I got a little story I heard recently that involves monsters in the depths. You want to hear it?
Indeed.
Desperately.
Indeed.
So shortly after or during World War II, I can't remember, but that was the time frame. There was a deep sea entity or whatever you want to call it that was traveling. It was bigger than an ocean oil rig,
Okay.
and it was traveling at over 600 miles per hour.
Wait, what is this?
So it's an unknown.
An unknown
It was just
creature.
caught on sonar, and I can't remember if it was on radar too, but it was caught like
During World War II.
during
okay.
from a military vessel.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So they assumed it was like a sub or something.
No, it wasn't a sub because it was traveling over 600 miles an hour next to the eyewitnesses said that they saw the size of it, and it was way bigger than the entire oil rig, which is like a 1-block city, traveling next to it. And it's pretty crazy story.
Yeah, I mean, think about the biggest cruise ship you've ever seen. An oil tanker is much bigger than the biggest cruise ship.
Oil rig, like an oil rig,
Oh, bigger
like
than
a
an
city.
oil rig.
Yeah, sorry.
But that is like the size of a cruise ship going by.
Big. It's like a
what you're
city
saying.
block. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's equatable. But the thing was traveling, 600 miles an hour, and they caught it on radar. Obviously, The story just came out now, is unclassified, but
so-
real thing.
So it was like a declassified government document.
Yeah, it's now out there in the
You
in
gotta,
the
you gotta
public.
send me that.
I will send
Yeah,
it
I want
to
to
you.
see this. Can you find this, Kyle?
I mean, 600 miles, or what? I'm sure they measured it in knots.
They
but
did, yeah.
equivalent of 600 miles an hour. I mean, if that's true, that's what. I mean, what could it
Nothing can
possibly
move at
be?
600 miles an hour that
But
we know about in the water.
The crazy
correct?
part, that's right.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is from the UAP realm that I was talking about before. But the crazy part is that this is like recorded on technology. Like now we have technology to record these things. It's like these things are happening now. Back then, imagine if this just happened and you were in a sailboat.
Kyle, can you look this up? What is the fastest that something can move in water?
Well,
There's got to be a max. I know that this is different because it's UAP. I'm just mean like as far as physics, what is the fastest that something can move?
No,
in
yeah,
water?
you want the real according to physics. the
Yeah, I'm
speed.
curious because there's got to be like a finite number, right? Well, maybe
it says
not.
here the underwater speed record was a British spearfish torpedo,
Wow.
excess of 70 knots.
So that's only like 150 miles an hour or something, right?
80 miles an
80
hour.
miles an hour.
Oh
yeah.
shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is
Well, no, but so then they say the Russian Skival rocket-powered supercavitating torpedo is capable of speeds of 230 miles an hour.
that's very impressive that anything can move in water like that. Because think of all the tension that water puts up.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Huh.
the friction. I mean, unless you're talking about something that can basically put itself into a bubble that defies all laws of our known physics.
I like that. What else we got in the news, Kyle?
It's interesting. I just learned this. Just while we're on this topic, I think it's really interesting. You know about the Civil War. You've heard about the Civil War.
I've heard of it.
Kind of a big deal in America.
Okay.
Did you? Maybe everybody knew this. Did you know that the Confederates had a submarine in the Civil War?
No, get out of here.
I'm
What are
trying
you talking about?
very hard to understand why.
They were trying to.
Why?
Well, they're
Yeah.
probably trying to blow up the blockade ships.
Oh,
But
interesting.
So I just learned there's something called the SS Hundley,
Okay.
Hunley, and it was a Confederate submarine.
Huh.
In the Civil War.
Well, that's fucking fascinating. How
Look at this thing. So it was discovered.
I'm
The
so
wreck.
confused by this.
me too. This is shocking. It's completely rusted out. It has feet. I mean,
I think that's the stand,
display
Peter. Yeah.
case.
dude, look at this thing. I mean, what if you were the guy?
Sorry, the HL Hunley.
What if you were assigned to go in this thing?
It's
what is
small.
this?
It's not a big sub.
There's
Look
like
at the
one
size of it.
chamber for a man in there.
Is this
There's
for
just like
is this
four
for
people.
going up like the Mississippi River?
I wish I had full encyclopedic knowledge. Kyle, why don't you read it offline so we don't have dead air and then tell us? But I think it was the only one. The Confederates were also using these things called David boats.
Okay.
Which
I know
was-
nothing.
Yeah, so basically with the David boat it wasn't fully submersible, but only the top stuck out, like a very small portion.
Huh.
And then it had a big wooden arm that they attached a torpedo to. And they would just
Oh my
cruise
God.
at night. You couldn't see it because so little of it was above water, and just ram the torpedo into the size of one of the blockade ships to try and blow it
just
up.
blow it up
Yeah.
off the arm. That's kind of
And
cool.
they did it successfully a few times, but apparently they had a fully operable submarine in 1864.
That's wild.
It's
Yeah.
really wild.
That's absolutely wild.
You wonder. I mean, you wonder how this thing would be constructed, where it can actually have some type of intake, like oxygen intake. It must have had some, like a little thing sticking out, right? Like a little-
The sub? No, the sub was fully submersible.
That's crazy.
So let's see. After months of practice runs and weather delays, under the cover of darkness, it silently approached the USS Housatonic and blah, 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 which was on blockade duty, carrying a torpedo.
Huh.
And what happened? It did something cool, I'm assuming. Yeah, tore a hole in the ship's hull, sent her to the bottom. So it did its job. And then it wrecked,
Yeah, well, so it was like a kamikaze mission, basically, by the submarine.
don't
I
think
assume
the
it was
pilots thought so.
blind, like you were blind driving this thing.
Well,
I don't
mean,
know.
You literally just have a stick
Yeah.
attached to the end with a bomb on it.
Right,
And
and
you're
there's
just
no
ramming it.
sonar or anything back then, so you're just, you know what I mean? Like you're just blind driving. It's
Yeah.
not like you can
Yeah.
navigate when you're underwater. It's not like, oh, go left by that street sign. Like
When was the
That's crazy.
periscope invented? Was that around back then?
Good question.
What a great invention.
That-
I want one in my car.
Periscope falls under the category of things like the quicksand of things you thought were going to be a bigger deal when you're an adult.
that you never heard about when you grew up? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like I for sure was like, like one will be sticking out of the top of my car. I'll constantly be like,
Why wouldn't you be? Yeah.
There's a iconic, hilarious episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David where he's investing in basically a car periscope.
Okay.
So that you can see over like traffic if you're in a traffic jam to know what's going on in front.
That's hilarious.
It's so ludicrous considering
Would
that
be
like
useful.
we have radios and like we know what's going on already,
Right.
but you want to see it.
Right.
you got to see it.
You got to see it. You got to see it.
Yeah,
There it
for
is.
sure.
He brought it up. The car periscope. He thought it was the best invention. He's going to
That's
invest millions
hysterical.
of dollars in this thing.
That's hysterical.
It's so good.
I'm so blown away by that sub. I'm like, mine.
Yeah.
Like, how?
Why?
Isn't it crazy how when the world is burning to a crisp, we're like, nah, it's all right. But when we need to fight each other, it's like, oh man, let's get some really good technology advancements like right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's true. All right. So, what do you guys think of this scenario?
Mhm.
Is it legit for a couple of adults, man and a woman, man and a man, doesn't
Listening?
matter, a couple, a romantic couple,
Okay.
to just invite another couple over to swim? No
Yeah.
kids involved.
Yes.
No.
What?
God, no.
What?
That's
Yes,
insane.
yes.
No.
Yeah.
This is crazy. What's
You're
the matter
crazy.
with you? Why
Hey,
not? Have
all
a
right.
cocktail, sit in the
Oh,
jacuzzi.
I'm
me
gonna
mediate.
fight you right
Let me
now.
mediate
right here,
this.
pal.
Let's go.
Right here.
Let me mediate.
Okay.
Peter, you have 30 seconds.
Well, I mean, it's a pleasant experience. You're friends with these people. There's going to be cocktails. Maybe there's some music going on. You're laughing. The wife is kept entertained by the other females, so the guys can hang out and talk sports, do whatever they want, and just keep cocktailing. Nobody's in trouble. You don't have to take care of kids. The water's warm. It's clear. It's brisk. You got a jacuzzi right here. You're sitting in here. Oh, what else could you need?
Bizarre.
Go ahead.
Utterly bizarre. There are two scenarios in which this is acceptable. One, you have a pool party where there are multiple people hanging out, drinking. It can even be three couples. At that point, it's a fair game. But
Yes.
when you are two couples romantically involved and you invite the other over, it's automatically assumed that you're swingers and you're there to look at each other half naked in the swimming pool and try and select.
So this recently came up, and
You're crazy.
I've
No way,
discovered
dude.
that it is like 50-50 polarizing.
It's
that
insane.
it's completely
It's not
normal, or
insane.
that it's others think it's clearly a swingers in.
It's a swingers move.
We need people to comment in the comments. I will be personally responding and wondering about this in the comments. But
Just
Pat, what's
picture
your
this.
take?
Picture this real quick. Let me just paint one quick picture for you.
You had
get
your
a call.
30 seconds,
No,
sir.
I'm done. I'm done defending myself. I just want you to think of this, all of us, before Pat gives us his take. You get a call. It's your buddy. You've known him for a year and a half. He's got a hot wife. Whatever. Hey, Pat, you and the missus want to come over, hang out in the pool for the day? Sure, that sounds
Nobody
great.
talks like that.
Sure.
Carry on.
this
Fuck
guy
off.
does.
Fuck off.
This hypothetical 18-month friend does.
Yeah, shut up, Peter. That sounds great, man. What time? What should I bring the kids? No kids. It's an adults thing.
Well, that changes.
No,
the whole
Yeah,
thing.
stand by,
nobody-
stand
nobody
by.
does
stand
that.
by, stand by.
You
You're
gotta
like,
get a
okay,
sitter.
that's
Make
bizarre.
sure your kids aren't
That's
around.
bizarre. I'll get a sitter. I'll grab my swimsuit.
Nobody would do
You
that.
show up. You arrive at 18-month friend's house. It's just you and your wife, and him and his wife.
That sounds great.
I'm leaving immediately. There's no fucking way I'm taking my shirt off in front of that guy.
You're a weirdo.
Okay.
No
man. You're
way,
a
dude.
fucking weirdo.
So how about this slight tweak? You invite another couple over for dinner,
Yep.
summer night.
Mm.
Don't mention the pool, but they know you have one. They show up and they brought their suits.
Totally acceptable.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm
It's hot
acceptable.
out,
I
it's
would
the
come
summer.
over in my suit.
You're like, oh, maybe there's other people coming, whatever. Maybe we're going to jump in the hot tub and have a glass of wine. That's like a different thing.
Sure.
That's different from, hey, the four of us are going to get half naked at our pool privately in the backyard.
Well, yes,
I,
it is
I
literally.
fail to see the weirdness from it.
Ugh, this is
I
insane.
mean, me calling hypothetical friend and saying, "Hey, you want to come by for a dip in the pool?"
Huh.
Is an invitation. Like, hey, have you been interested to see what my wife looks like in a bikini?
100%.
Because
That's all
I'm-
it is.
Because I'm asking you. Because I'm quite intrigued by yours.
Exactly right. Weird.
I mean, I disagree, but I'm also asexual, so could be part of the problem.
Let us know if who's crazy here between Forrest and Peter. Or is it
What was your
somewhere-
take, though? Are you okay with this or
Why
not
did
okay
this
with
come
this?
up? Did this happen to you?
It must
Yeah.
have. There's no other situation in which this comes up.
No, I'm okay
And
with
he's
it.
been polling his friends ever since.
You must.
I'm okay with it. Like, if I invited you and Jess over for a swim, yeah, I'm fine with it.
We've been friends for 10 years. That's a
Right.
different
But
situation.
the time was not included. I was picturing like Pat doing this, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you
No, this happened. It was literally, it's like a 2-year friend.
okay.
And,
Close level of closeness.
Level of attractiveness of wife.
My wife doesn't watch this. 8. 5 friend level.
Okay. Yeah. Fat's right on the border.
Yeah, and that's why I did bring up. I was like, sounds fun, but swim was made like as a mandate, and so I'm just warning you. Like, this could be the bubbly starts flowing, and then
Yeah.
some hands and feet start
So-
wandering.
If you
Yeah.
walk in and there's a bowl for your keys,
right,
take
well,
those keys and walk right out the door.
Agreed.
No, I mean maybe you're into it, but the thing is that like it's just a friendly gesture, man. Come on, you want to come swim at my pool?
yeah, I would love to.
Then invite
Bring your wife.
2 more people.
No, just
That's
your
it.
wife.
That's it.
All
Just
right,
invite
Christina.
2 more people.
In
That's all you have
fact-
to do. Say the kids are welcome.
No,
kids are
listen.
swimming, you're swimming.
Kids
Everybody's happy.
unwelcome. Christina and Jess, you guys not invited. Just them.
Well, that's an obvious play by you, and it's
Sure.
really smart.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
that's a good move.
All right, moving on. I'm uncomfortable. Let's go.
I'm really glad we talked about that. All
Me
right,
too.
I saw an interesting piece of news here. As we know, cane toads are a massive issue in Australia,
Yes.
right? They have these
Yes.
poison glands behind their eyes. Everything that eats them dies. Well, scientists have cooked up a plan to save freshwater crocodiles from these toxic cane toads.
Can I guess?
Sure.
They're going to introduce a non-toxic kangaroo to eat the cane toads.
Okay, so the issue is that the freshwater crocs are just eating them because they're big and fat and juicy.
Yeah, and they're
dying.
toads. They hang out in the water's edge. You know, they're perfect prey at them.
Just like
Okay,
a little
okay.
appetizer, a little fucking Lindor chocolate for them.
What could they be doing? I'm not even going to guess. I'm not going to
It's really interesting. So it's a method I've never heard of before called CTA, or conditioned taste aversion, where
Oh,
basically
interesting.
they teach the crocodiles that cane toads will give them food poisoning. So if they eat a cane toad, like they feed it a cane toad, and then they go, you know, not a full cane toad, like maybe they pull some of the venom out, or I'm not really sure. I'm sure it probably explains it, but
yeah, just like a little
enough to make them
introduction
sick.
piece. Yeah,
yeah, so enough to make them sick. So they eat it. They probably do that 2 or 3 times and then go, whoa, don't ever eat that again, because it makes them so ill as opposed to killing them. And then over time, they learn that that is something that you cannot prey upon.
And then sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so yeah, they're taking cane toad carcasses and lacing them with nausea-inducing chemicals.
Oh, okay. So they're actually adding something so that they'll get sick, but safely.
Yeah,
And
like,
then there's a control. So there's
Yeah.
like chicken and there's other things. So they're like, you know, eat that, you get sick, eat that, you feel good. And
Yeah.
so it's a conditioning thing.
I wa-
And results have shown a 95% reduction in crocodile deaths within areas that they have established cane toad populations after doing this.
lasting beyond the trial period, which
That's
I think is cool. So like,
Really
insane.
impressive.
the
Yeah.
crocodiles are learning, and they're like, yeah, no, fuck off.
They're learning. Well, dude, like that 95% of anything that we try never works to that efficacy.
Oh, look, this is cool. There's a little picture of how they've done it. They've got a couple sticks out there, and there's a chicken breast hanging from one and a nausea-inducing cane toad
Very high tech.
hanging from the other. It's funny because it sounds so scientific, and then
Yeah.
you look at it and you're like, oh, it sticks in the mud.
It's
yeah.
Yeah.
it's stick, chicken breast, dead toad.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
it.
yep.
But it's pretty cool. I mean, anything like that we can teach things not to eat them.
Remind me,
saves lives.
we may have covered this, but how did cane toads get there originally?
So
By now, you all know that Doer, we all love them. It's one of the favorite brands of the podcast. We all wear it. We're going to save you some cash.
not only are we going to save you some money, but you're saving the planet. One of my favorite things about Doer is that they're committed to sustainability. Their clothing is made from plant-based fabrics for a natural, breathable softness. It has moisture absorption, so during the summer when it's hot, you can wear their jeans, and they're incredible quality and style.
It's time to level up your wardrobe with Doer. Order yours today. Check out Doer's flagship stores in LA or Denver, or shop online at shopdoer.com/wild. Right now, our listeners get 20% off their first order when you use our exclusive URL, shopdoer.com/wild. It's an amazing deal. Don't wait. Go now to get 20% off at shopdoer.com/wild.
Wow. The worst part about being a father is that you have to stay up all night no matter what.
No
When
doubt.
you told me your day started at 4 a.m. the other day.
4 a.m. most days. But the thing is, for me, the kids go to sleep at like 7:30, and then they start waking up throughout the night. If I have a cup of coffee in the afternoon, I can't hit the bed until like 1 o'clock.
That's awful.
That's why I'm stoked on the Mudwater thing that we got sent.
Yeah.
Dude, I've totally replaced my afternoon cup of coffee, which I had for years around between 2 and 3 p.m., to Mudwater. No jitters, no spike, no crash, clean energy. You guys know I'm obsessed with mushrooms. This has like lion's mane, chaga, reishi, cordyceps, all this great stuff. Gives me that nice level energy, and I can still hit the pillow when the kids go down at 8:39.
Yep.
So I'm
Every
old.
single ingredient is 100% USDA certified organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, zero sugar, no sweeteners added. Love it.
It's a game changer. No caffeine in the afternoon is a game changer, I'm telling you.
For a limited time, our listeners get up to 43% off your entire order, free shipping, and a free rechargeable frother when you use our exclusive link. Head to mudwater.com/wild and grab your starter kit. That's up to 43% off your order at mudwtr.com/wild. After you purchase, they ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Stay energized and refreshed all summer long with Mudwater, because life's too short for anything less than natural, delicious energy.
Australia is one of the largest sugar producing countries in the world. Sugar cane's from Central America, where cane beetles live. So when they imported sugar cane into Australia to grow it in that perfect climate, they had a massive outbreak of cane beetles killing the crop. So they're like, hey, how do we get rid of these cane beetles? I know, let's bring in cane toads that eat cane beetles.
Gotcha.
And then
Toxic toads.
Yeah, and then of course in Central and South America, where the cane toads are from, they have tons of natural predators that know how to avoid it and don't get sick from it.
Yeah.
In Australia, they have none.
It's insane.
But it was intentional introduction.
Right. But it's crazy that the cane toad is a known toxic animal. And like, even though it's going to kill all the cane beetles because that's what it eats, they didn't like weigh it and say, but it's also toxic to the native
Do you
animals.
know what time period it was that they brought them in?
No, I'm sure Kyle could pull it up, but it was before like conservation was a thing that we thought of. You know what I mean? It was like industrialization. How do we grow? How do we make sure that we get as much sugarcane as possible? 1935,
Oh,
you know, it's a long time ago. So
Yeah.
it's not like there was a lot of foresight or thought about like what are going to be the environmental ramifications.
Yeah, for
Nobody
sure.
thought of that during the industrial times, right? It was just like build, like grow. And
Yeah.
adding cane toads was part of that. Like probably the guy who came up with it was probably like, I'm a genius for doing this. This is going to solve the whole problem.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about like the American environmental movement, like it barely just got started in the 1870s. And even in the early 1900s, it still wasn't really a thing. They were like, you know, John Muir started what are they called? The Sierra.
The Muir Woods, right?
Yeah, Muir Woods, but like what's the Sierra group called?
Sierra Nevadas?
Yeah, shit. Sierra Club.
Oh, Sierra
Oh,
Club.
the Sierra Club.
Yeah,
Oh,
and,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
They were kind of considered kooks. And it was like a new idea.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
the idea of preserving land for future enjoyment.
Yeah.
And it was all centered around so that people can, it wasn't like there's an intrinsic value in protecting this land and this habitat.
Right.
It was, let's protect this resource for future generations to enjoy this resource
Well, yeah, and then you
of
had
beauty.
And then Teddy Roosevelt is the one who started the national parks effort, right? He
Yes.
started.
Sort of. He fixed it in a
Fixed
lot
it?
of ways. I mean, it was started in 1872. It was basically this guy, Ferdinand Hayden. It was sort of his idea, who was a geologist. But Roosevelt, during his whistle stop tour, you know, Roosevelt became the youngest president of the U.S. at age 42 because I think it was McKinley was assassinated
Right.
Okay.
in Buffalo, New York. And so he was actually going for his first election and took this big whistle stop tour to drum up votes, and stopped at Yellowstone, stopped at Yosemite, and spent 3 nights, he basically showed up. There's all these people ready for all these like big events, and he just fucked off into Yosemite with John Muir.
That's right.
Go
Yeah.
play in the woods.
Fucking dude, like going through like 5 huge snowstorm.
I love it.
People didn't know where the president was. Like
he
it's
like bailed on
crazy.
the Secret Service and everything. Just was out of the picture, snuck out a window at like a party or something.
Because how
shit.
epic
Yeah.
is that? How
Yeah.
epic is like, fuck this. I'm going to go hang out in the woods with
I
my
want
buddy.
more
Go hunt
presidents
a,
like
go
that.
hunt a bison. I'm not going to hang out with all these
Picture it
losers.
now, dude.
Yeah. Oh my God. Could you imagine?
Hell, military's in there. The president, and like, look at some of the articles from like the San Francisco Chronicle and stuff during those couple days where he was gone. The headlines are like, "President is missing."
Yeah.
No, dude, but I mean,
freak snowstorm, and they're like, "The president's missing, and there's 5 feet of snow,
What's
and
good-
he's camping."
I love it.
with John Muir,
Yeah,
dude, could
I
you
would-
imagine
I
if
would
that was
pay-
never set up?
I would pay 90% of my actual savings to have Teddy Roosevelt be the president again right
Oh
now.
my God, could you
Such
imagine?
a badass. Just so cool.
You'd be like, we're done with weapons. We're using the ones I used back in the day. Rifles, no
Muskets
scope.
for all.
fascinating guy, man.
And submarines from the Civil War.
It's pretty funny, man. Like Roosevelt's one of the most accomplished authors probably in American history. He
Yep.
wrote like 40 plus books.
Really?
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
even know that. What's he writing about?
River
Like
of Doubt,
nature and
baby. It's like
stuff?
one of the best books ever.
What's River of Doubt about?
It's about his trip down the Amazon.
Okay.
It's so good.
So a lot of like wildlife, wilderness kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then like a lot of stuff because he was in the Navy, like naval war books and shit like that.
Oh,
But,
wait, did he not write River of Doubt? Do I sound like a complete idiot? Is that somebody else who wrote it about his expedition?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, whatever. Don't
Nah,
care.
But
it's
anyway,
about
still
him.
epic.
Yeah.
But he dude, look up Teddy Roosevelt, Birds of the Adirondacks. So Roosevelt,
Let's watch Kyle spell all these words.
Adirondacks.
so he was from a wealthy family in Manhattan, and was miserably asthmatic.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Terrible asthma.
Interesting.
And so his family takes him to the best doctor. And what do you think they said?
Go to a dry climate.
No.
No.
There's a couple fuck ups.
Go to a wet climate.
Uh,
Go bird watching in the
yourself.
Adirondacks.
No. Smoke cigars.
Oh,
Get
yeah, of
outta
course.
here.
No, because that was the thing back then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, smoke something.
Smoke cigars. He was
Wow.
prescribed to drink some shots of whiskey.
Get out of here.
I swear to God.
Oh,
and
my
then
goodness.
a doctor was like, he should get out of the city and spend some time in nature. And so he grew this love for nature. And he goes off to Harvard and you think of Harvard, he spends 2 summers in the Adirondacks writing his first book called,
Oh, awesome.
I think it's called Summer Birds of the Adirondacks by
Mhm.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Love it.
I read it. I printed it out. and
Did
read
you
it.
really? Is it a birding guide or is it his stories from being in the Adirondacks?
First book, Harvard kid, 2 summers to write it. You'd think so, right?
Yeah.
It's 4 pages. It's just a list of the birds he saw.
Love that. That's epic. It's badass.
It's
Good
just
for
a
him.
list of
Our
birds.
president,
He's like, here's
ladies
a
and
brown
gentlemen.
one and here's a green one. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it just goes to show you, man. These stereotypes of people that are successful. Everybody's got their own unique tale.
Yeah,
Out
exactly.
there.
So those kind of prescriptions, and maybe my mom's doctor was just a loon, but if you think about it, they're not that long ago. And I'll tell you my example. My mom the other day came down, and our little baby just turned 1. He's teething like crazy.
Yeah.
And she came down to our house, and he's teething, and she goes, just rub some whiskey on his gums. I'm like, excuse me? She's like, here, just grab a teaspoon of whiskey and rub it on his gums. I was like, I will not
The
do
fact
that.
that you even questioned it, I'm like, Forrest would just be like, okay.
To be honest, my wife was the one who said no.
I was gonna say, you were like,
Do whatever
really?
you like.
Let's try it.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. But I asked her, like, what lunacy are you talking about? And she's like, I used to do this to you all the time. The doctor told me to do it. Just take a teaspoon of whiskey and rub it on your gums. And I was like, you would feed me a teaspoon of whiskey like as an infant? And she's like, yeah, but only like once a week. I was like, that's insanity.
Yeah.
That a doctor told you to do that.
Well, that's how it was back then.
That was
man.
35 years ago. It wasn't that long ago.
Oh,
It's not that long.
The other thing is like, I mean, is
It
it really
absorbs.
that bad?
I don't know.
I mean, it
I mean, you're
works.
fine.
If the kid goes to sleep, you get a nice,
No,
restful night.
Yeah, but I don't think you should be shoving hard liquor into your toddler's
I
mouth.
guess to rub it on their gums a little bit. I mean,
No,
I haven't
they're-
done it, but I've thought about it.
I'm
There was a
against it.
study. It stunts the growth of the amygdala part of the brain.
Oh.
So, there we go. We got
Told
the
ya.
proof is in the pudding right here.
All right, I'm going to call my mom, tell her to do it right now.
You
should
don't
we
want
do-
your kid to have an amygdala?
No.
I want mine too. They're girls, and I just don't want them to get hurt.
Yeah, that's smart.
Can we do a game? Have we done a game yet?
We should.
Kyle,
Do
do you
a
have a game
game.
ready?
Activate creature report.
What is this
Ooh.
one?
Cousin fucking tarnation.
God, I
How
love this.
How bizarre! All right,
Okay,
we
with the
are.
jingles. Thank you.
They're so good.
I love
We
them.
are going to do bizarre animal of the week.
Okay.
Okay.
How bizarre.
How bizarre!
Let's lock
How
in.
bizarre!
Let's get this
How
one.
bizarre!
We're going to do a teamwork here.
How does this game work, guys? Well, here's how it works. I say some clues. You try and guess what our bizarre animal of the week is.
Okay.
Play along at home.
Yes.
Here we go.
Must.
All right.
And also, this game is called Can You, the listener, beat the producer and the professor?
That's it.
Can you get it faster
That's
than we
how
can?
it goes. Here we go.
No
Clue.
cheating.
Oh, look at Kyle chugging a magic mine back there. He's playing along.
Yeah, he wants to be on point.
All right.
Here we
Bizarre
go.
animal of the week. Clue number 1. This muscular creature is often referred to as the pit bull of its kind, known for its powerful and stocky build.
I think I might know.
If you say pit bull, you're wrong.
No.
Okay.
Go ahead, Peter, while I try to think of the name of it.
Kangaroo.
Why is that always your first guess for absolutely everything, regardless of the
Stocky,
situation?
muscular animal.
They are muscular. You got Kangies on the mind.
Yeah, he
Those jellies.
does.
Yeah,
Um,
you got
I
kangies
think
on
it's
the mind.
a big muscular bovid called I'm going to pronounce it wrong, called a guar.
Oh, the
A
guar.
gar.
The gar.
Pronounced correctly, but that's.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
It is big and muscular, also as known as the pit bull of its kind. It has a broad chest, heavily muscled hindquarters, giving an appearance of raw strength.
Jeez. Hindquarters, brother. What are we talking about here? Just like some
It's got a
big,
nice big
thick,
buttock.
thick trunk.
It's got a big buttock and a robust chest.
It does indeed.
I'm thinking four-legged like mammal, right? Or are you thinking something else?
It's a little hard to say right now. I thought I had it on the first guess. I'm going to go with you know what? I think he's trying to trick us by how simple it is.
Mhm.
It's just a big old mountain gorilla.
Okay.
It's not.
I'm going to go with a Clydesdale. I figured
These are
I'd-
good guesses,
son of a
though. Your
bitch.
heads are in a good place. This animal is prized for its robust physique, but more so than its musculature is the fact that it can thrive in many different environments, making it highly valued.
Okay.
highly valued. Okay, so
Yeah.
people want it.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's a quarter horse.
Quarter horses are small, aren't they?
Big and strong, I think.
I like. You just thought of that because of the word hindquarters.
That's probably correct.
Yeah, I mean, I know you more than
Hmm.
like to. I'm gonna have to pick a very, very strong hind-quartered animal. I'll call it a hippopotamus. Elephant.
A Nilpferd.
I hate that
It's
buzzer.
the pit bull of its kind.
The pit bull of its
Okay.
kind.
So there's
All
other
right.
kinds.
So it's big, it's muscular, it's the pit bull of its kind. It can live in various environments. It's valued for this. So what if I told you it's a livestock animal?
I know what it is.
Livestock.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mule.
He's sleeping on the job over there.
He's texting. He's sexting.
I'm going with a oxen. Ox?
These good guesses.
Give me a fucking clue that helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if I told you?
The noise makes it I get very angry.
Kyle's.
All right, so we're not there yet. It's a livestock animal. You did say oxen, and I'll tell you this.
Mhm.
It is something that you eat.
Well,
Boy.
sure, it's livestock.
Who eats it?
No, but
Me?
you can milk livestock. You
Ah,
can
you're
get
right.
wool from
You're right.
livestock.
You're right.
Would I have
Okay.
eaten it?
Unlikely.
It's an elk.
Tedder?
I can't with that. Don't do it again.
Do it so many more times.
I need to get it right. I'm going a moose.
All right, here we go. I'm going to sum it up for you. We got 2 more clues. So this muscular creature, defined as the pit bull of its kind, is bred to be eaten. It also has a robust physique that makes it able to thrive in various environments, and it can grow up to 300 pounds.
That's pretty big, but I mean,
Pretty big.
Did you say where it's from?
Not yet.
for food though, it's not that big.
300 pounds is not next.
How about this? I'll tell you this.
That's
I'll
angry.
feed you baby birds. It's from Europe. Does that do anything for you?
I'm gonna go with a just.
Oh, I know.
I'll say maybe maybe not exactly. Maybe this will help you. A pig of some sort, a hog.
I think
Fuck off.
a Highland cow.
These are all good guesses. All right, we're going to narrow it down here. Last clue. Big, pit bull-like creature, bred for meat, blah, blah, blah.
Getting pissed off.
What
here.
if I told you this? It has and produces wool.
A sheep.
Not a bighorn sheep. It's a specific kind of.
A small horn sheep.
It's the
A schmeep.
the Belgian sheep.
Kind of close. Give him a ding-ding for that. Because it's the Bell-Tex sheep, which is a sheep from Belgium.
But
Look at this ugly ass thing.
It's a pit bull.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a pit bull of a
face.
sheep. Look at it.
It's a pit bull face on a pig
It's
body.
so ugly. This is the Bell-Tex sheep.
No.
I was pretty
That's
close.
a real animal, by the way. With kangaroo, you're pretty close
Yeah,
on
I
the
was gonna say,
face.
I
Look
was
at
also
that.
pretty close with pig. It's just it's a dog looking pig.
Wait, did you know about this thing? Did we
Not
create,
really.
Did we create this animal?
I don't know. I don't know much
We
about it, to be
must
quite
have.
honest.
By the way, I want to see one with full wool.
That's it. There you go. It's a
Hey.
very ugly sheep.
Dude, that
That's
thing
ugly.
will fuck you up.
Have you ever seen the fat
Angry
bottom
about
sheep?
living.
Have you ever seen those big fat bottom sheep? Kyle,
No,
Google
I've heard the
fat
song.
bottom
Yeah.
sheep.
Fat bottom girls.
Look at this thing.
Look at that.
You ever seen
booty.
these? That's
Oh
a
my
real
goodness.
animal.
What do they harvest the butt meat? Or
I don't even know. I only saw this recently because I don't know much about domestic animals.
look at
but
the crack.
it's called a Doomba or a fat-tailed sheep, and it's got that crazy. Look at that.
I'm getting I'm
silly.
getting a little like horny.
He's aroused.
Yeah.
Look at the bun.
That's silly. That was bred by man for like some weird sultan that got turned on
For a
by it.
fetish.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, look at those cheeks.
The Bell-Tex sheep.
Isn't that an
If you're only
interesting
listening,
creature?
worth a Google. BELTEX.
Yep.
Very weird. It's a pit bull dog's head on a sheep's body.
Why do you
Very
think Kyle
strange.
keeps going back to the zoomed-in close-ups of the big
I
butt?
think he
Well,
just took a screenshot.
on the other
bookmark
He's gonna
on his-
wank it. Dude, it looks exactly like
Look at
a
that.
pit bull.
They're really ugly.
Is that its penis?
That's
What's that
nut.
big
It
white
is.
thing down there?
It is. It's its nutsack. How scared would you be if you ran into that thing in an alley?
I don't know. I could take out it. It's got legs.
Not at 300
Not even
pounds.
smaller
You
than
must be
yours.
joking, dude. He would kill you.
Nah, look at those legs.
At
They're
three-
toothpicks.
300?
They get
It's like,
hunch.
a 300-pound hot dog.
I don't see
traversing
any
towards
300.
me.
Check that Edwin fact. I don't believe they get 300 pounds. All these things look about 50 pounds.
I
to
like
me.
how in your mind, Peter, you would, without fail, have
200 pounds.
flawless technique to get it wrapped up.
No, I'm just saying I'd give it like a leg sweep or something. You know, those little tiny toothpick legs.
Speaking of sheep, did I tell you guys that my son just competed at mutton busting in the Santa Barbara Rodeo?
No. What is mutton busting?
You don't know?
No.
I didn't talk
I
about
know
this.
what it
I was
is.
so proud
What
of
is
him. Mutton busting is an age-old American tradition where little kids, instead of riding a bucking bull or bronco, ride a sheep.
No.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
It's legit. By the way, how this has never been turned into a show, a reality show, I have no idea. Because it is, you have to be drunk. Maybe that's why.
The kids.
But the kids have to be drunk. Yeah.
Okay, just
No,
making
but
sure.
if you're 3 or 4 beers deep and you're sitting at a rodeo and you watch toddlers climb on sheep, it's the funniest fucking. My abs were sore from laughing. Anyway,
It's
I've got a
really
little video
funny.
here. We can talk through it. It's only 20 seconds. This is my son at the Santa Barbara Rodeo. He's 4 years old, by the way.
Roads at the rodeo.
Look how little he is compared to all the
oh,
other
he
kids.
looks a little nervous.
Oh, thank God he's got a helmet on.
They
This is
insisted.
hilarious.
I said no.
Is that a Kevlar
He
jacket?
said
Yep.
no.
There he goes. That's
Wow,
it.
look at that. That's
There he
longer
goes.
than I could
Kadunk.
stay
He
on.
gets run over by the sheep. He was about to cry. He was like, "I'm scared," and then I was like, "Clap for the audience!" And he did the
Look at
little
you in your
wave.
cowboy hat and shirt.
Oh yeah, did the shirt.
Aw.
There we are. We did the whole thing. He got a yoo-hoo
Got
out
a
of it.
yoo-hoo.
Yep.
Aw,
Drinking it.
that's
So how
cute
long
as
was he on? Like
F.
maybe 2.5 seconds?
He was on 7.5 seconds to
Really?
win the silver buckle. The kid who won the gold buckle was on for 8.2 seconds and was 7 years old. He came second out of like 60 kids.
He's 4.
And he's 4.
Damn.
And the kid who
nice.
won was 7. I was very proud of him.
Does
Yeah,
he
you
want
gotta be
to?
proud?
Do you guys have a sheep?
We don't. I
You
thought about
might-
buying one just to train him for this purpose. I swear to God.
Kind of need to.
Yeah.
It's really funny, dude. Mutton busting. If you haven't seen it, yeah. Like Kyle, see if you can pull up a video of like the world record mutton buster.
Dude,
Like, I
it's,
just want to see a kid who just can't be bucked off.
yeah, it's so funny watching these kids cling onto these sheep, though. And you know, Santa Barbara is probably not the height of the mutton busting world.
Probably not.
Yeah, so the fact that he even came second was just a pure fluke. But
You
But
wanna-
60 kids. I mean,
You want to
that's,
see a
that's lot of
5-year-old
kids
set the
to
world record?
yes, I
fluke
do.
out.
Here he goes.
Look at him. Look at him.
That kid's huge for his size.
Yeah, that kid's a monster. Look at him. Oh,
Holy
you're corrected.
crap.
You see
This
that? He's
is
coming off the
crazy.
side of the sheep. runs into the other herd.
Yeah, that
That's
was the
good
record.
stuff.
That was still only like maybe 12, 13 seconds.
Look, he's also they're always about to cry when they fall off. And then you have to run in as dad and be like, say hi. And then they forget they're going to cry.
He's like, you just set the world record, boy.
Well, what do you think this kid's gonna end up doing in his life?
Riding bulls.
You think so?
Yeah, that's what you do. It's a cowboy thing.
So Rhodes is gonna be a cowboy.
No, he's a rhinestone cowboy like me. He wears the shirt and hat once a year and goes to the
He's a
rodeo.
Santa Barbara cowboy.
Yeah.
He's a hipster cowboy.
Yeah, exactly.
He
You
goes
wear,
to a kitschy party every so
yeah,
often.
you wear skinny jeans to the rodeo.
Oh man, I got a cowboy hat. I wasn't able to wear it today because the headphones wouldn't fit.
We
but-
tried to encourage you to wear it.
Dude,
Oh,
it is just Forrest and I will carry on. Just go get it.
Yeah, pop it on for the
Kyle,
for the
can you
people.
bring it into him? It looks
I was gonna bring
real
it.
good.
Yeah,
Dude.
pop it on for the people. It's his new thing. He wore it to lunch earlier. He looked delightful.
Oh, did you wear it to lunch?
Many old ladies commented on how nice that was.
Take a look at this. Sorry if you're only listening, but it's a charcoal gray hat with quite a few metal adornments.
Indeed.
You know
No,
what?
it's lovely. It's not quite shaped like a cowboy hat, but it's also not all the way to a lady's sun hat. It's somewhere in between.
Let me tell you.
Right in between.
Yeah.
And there's an Indiana Jones element to it.
There is.
Thank you. I think it's the buckles. I mean, listen, I you know, I didn't plan
Thank
on
you.
this. I didn't plan on this. It was given to me as a gift because my very thoughtful mother-in-law must have overheard me talking about how I have a hat. It's the brim is too little, but it's like one of these. And then I have another hat that has a giant hole in it and it's too loose on my head. So my hair is always in my face and it's terrible. So she went out and bought me this perfectly fitted cowboy hat. And it's like, it's practically like in practicality, it's perfect because it blocks the sun perfectly. But I can't wear this out.
What are you talking
You
about?
just wore it to lunch.
Looks awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, what do people think?
They think you're a fucking scary motherfucker.
All right, I'll wear it.
I think they're like, I'm not really going to mess with that guy.
I wish my wife would think that I could start smoking cigarettes too.
By the way, unprompted,
Again.
Kyle just pulled up a Google image of Stevie Ray Vaughan, and you do have an uncanny resemblance
God,
to
I wish
Stevie
I
Ray
was.
Vaughan.
I wish I had the musical.
Dude, you ever
ability.
see Stevie Ray Vaughan? Probably most of our audience is too young to know.
Indeed.
Known as one of the greatest shredders on the electric guitar of all time. Look at his sausage fingers.
Oh, really? Big old meat tenders?
Yeah.
Look at that. Huh.
Yeah.
Those
that
are
is
some-
not conducive to finger picking, boy.
It's not. Interesting. I wonder
Yeah.
if those are just jacked finger muscles.
No, I bet he's a picker. I mean, like he uses.
He's
the
a picker.
He uses those meat paws to play the fretboard, but he's
He
using a
does have
pick
some
to
paws,
pick
dude.
on those. Dude, I saw a hilarious picture. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the episode of Seinfeld where she's got man hands.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
No.
he literally like he likes her. He thinks she's a great girl,
Just
but
kind of standard man hands.
and he's like, I think I have to break up with her. They show like a scene. It's a pretty famous scene where she's cracking like a lobster
lobster.
open with her
Yeah.
giant
And they
man
use
hands.
a real guy's hands, I'm
yeah,
guessing.
It's like Costanza's hands.
Yeah.
But that's supposed to be her hands.
Dude, I saw the hand model that they used, and he's like this insane. If you bring it up, Kyle, the hand model they used for this, if you can, but he's like just this big ass burly guy.
Of course.
It's very ridiculous.
It's so funny, dude. Look at there's the lobster picture of her. Yeah,
I
it's so
get
good.
it, though. Like, I get.
Look at
I
those
get.
meat paws, dude. Those are bananas. Look at the little bracelet.
There
on
was
that
there was a
giant
guy
wrist.
that used to work at the gym that I'd go to who was he was a big guy, don't get me wrong. He's probably 6'5", big dude, looked like a former NFL player.
Yeah.
And he'd shake your hands and it was like you were shaking hands with a bushel of bananas. Like it would just like engulf your entire hand. And I've never
Yeah.
felt two things. I've never felt more emasculated than shaking his hands. And two, the only thing I could think about was the size of his penis. Because I was like, this guy must just be hung like a horse. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. Dude, it was so emasculating. And I literally, to this day, I don't remember his name. But me and Graver, who used to go to the gym together every day, called him Banana Fingers because we didn't know, we couldn't remember his real name. But we're like, hey, how's Banana Fingers doing today?
I'll tell you.
Dude, it was bonkers how big his hands were.
As a man with decently sized hands, so like a bigger man, I've got a very average sized penis, so I wouldn't.
There's no correlation.
I would,
You don't think B Fingers was hung?
no, I know, and I don't think so because I do think, and I hear this that like very skinny, small men will have like a giant Hogan.
Nah, that's just in proportion.
Nah,
You're just
listen.
looking at it in
Boy, oh
proportion.
boy, this derailed.
I'll tell you this. Every time I see
Boy,
your
oh
truck,
boy.
I can't stop thinking about your pecker.
Yeah, it's
Oh my God. I got to get the unblurred footage from Naked and the Frog.
All right, you know
All right.
what? Let's play our game. Our game.
Battle
the Battle
Royale.
Royale. Kyle, jingle.
That's right.
He's
Wild
taking
times.
photos.
This
You
guy.
guys,
He's
the
taking
game
photos.
is out. It's dropping. People are.
Do you know what time it is?
It's derailed, boy.
What? Oh yeah, the game has been delivered to many brosters and sisters the world around. Well, actually, just in the U.S. so far, but people are loving it. They are sending in pictures, enjoying it with their families, their kids, their friends. Game nights all over the place, man. The Battle Royale game. We spent. Well, who cares? Let's play it. It's fun.
So
Yes.
here's the thing. There's a lot of cards in there. It's really cool. We got special abilities. We got different animals. We're not going to go through the whole thing right now because it is a time commitment, but there are some very cool cards in here. I pulled out the first scenario card. We're going to wing it from here. Sound good?
Done.
Awesome. Sounds
All right.
amazing.
Here's the
Talking
scenario.
in the mic. Thank you.
Build a creature that will help you get reach?
Mhm.
Build a creature that will help you get rich and explain how.
Oh wow.
Interesting.
I like this one.
Okay, you go first.
All
then.
right. So I mean,
Snake draft.
Okay, snake draft. So I just get one. So I obviously get 3 or 4 because we're going.
No, head, body, legs.
Okay, head, body, legs. I'm confused because I don't have the cards. All right, so here we go. My animal. I'm in the tech world. I'm less in the animal world than you guys are. So what I'm going for here is media, entertainment value. I'm starting a YouTube channel. I'm building a creature, and it is going to have the head of an eye.
Okay.
Because
Freakish.
it's odd. It's
It's
going to
odd,
be an
yeah.
odd animals YouTube
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah. I knew you were going to go the YouTube route. Knew you were going to do it.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go YouTube.
I took it, baby. Oh,
All right. I'm going to take the head of a brown bear, but not to make it ferocious and scary. It's because I want its ability to smell.
Interesting.
I want its ability to smell 100 times better than a bloodhound. I need that for what I'm going to do with it.
I hope you and I aren't doing the same thing. That would be bad.
Well, go
Okay.
ahead.
All right. I'll go next. Again, I'm going to be the richest of all of you, and I'll explain why.
Sure.
nah.
By starting with the body of an orca.
You can't even fit that on camera, mate.
So
Nope.
it's going to be big.
Nope. It's going to be big. Body
And
of an orca.
Big and
Okay.
useless on land.
Useless on land. Completely and utterly useless on
Sounds like an expensive production.
land.
Okay.
However, this creature is going to have the limbs of an octopus.
Fascinating.
Yep.
Well,
So
of
it's a
course,
freak show.
It's a freak
And
show.
a very large one.
Indeed.
Okay.
And you'll understand why
Yeah,
once we get
I'm
back to me.
Dying to know how it's going to make you money other than going into
Oh, it's going to
shipwreckage
make me some money, boy.
and using its tentacles.
All right. So I'm going to make mine. Okay. I'm going to make it quite small. Okay. So I'm going to take the body. I want mine to be small because it all scales to the body, but I don't want it to be too tiny. I'm going to take the body of a titmouse.
That is small.
Pretty
So
tiny.
It's going to be this tiny brown bear head on the body of a titmouse.
Okay.
Cute little body.
A lovely little bird.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Oh, do I have? I thought I was. What was it? Snake draft?
Good Lord.
What do I have 2 now?
TikTok.
Try not to have your head
All right.
explode,
Oh, well,
Patrick.
usually the game comes with instructions, but so I think I'm up for 2. I don't know, but I will say this: my animal is not only just going to be a very odd looking creature, so it's good for the camera. It will also have an amazing ability to play racquetball, and in order to be able to do that, it will have the body of a chimpanzee.
Okay.
So you're talking about a YouTube channel right
Looks
now.
cool so far. Chimp body with an eye head's very cool.
It's
Yeah.
called Hey Chimp.
Hey,
So
chimp!
far,
That's the name of the channel. I like
Hey,
it.
chimp!
And then
Yeah.
what else are you going to stick on there?
well, so
Because-
finally, what?
No, I was just going to laugh because that was it. It's a chimp. No matter what you add, his name is now a chimp.
It's a very highly trained
A
chimp
chimperoo
who
because
can-
it's going to be a kangaroo.
It can play
He's got it
racquetball
on his brain.
with the best of them. So it's got the body. It needs limbs, right? It needs
Indeed.
some kind of
Sure.
limbs.
Yeah.
What would be good limbs for for something that needs to play
Well,
a
chimp's
racquetball?
limbs would have been great, but you can't use that now.
A
Right.
chilm's got your chimp's limbs. Yeah, you're right. I was thinking I'd be able to use the limbs. I didn't mean the body. So what I will use now. Oh boy, it will.
He
need,
fucked up.
when I said body, I thought I meant limbs, but I guess I didn't. Fuck you, Kyle. I will say this. I will give it then the limbs of a squid.
Okay. A bunch of tentacles.
So it can hold the racket, right?
Sure.
Sure, I could hold a bunch of rackets.
A
I
bunch
like
of
how you were
rackets.
trying to go octopus. You're like, fuck, he's got
already
octopus
said
squid.
octopus. It's horrible. I've lost.
So
I'm
you've got
so
this
bummed
freakish
out.
creature, and you're going to teach it to play a sport. Why did you pick one of the more obscure, unpopular sports
I'll tell
for
you
your
this.
YouTube channel?
I'll tell you this. That's you literally just won me the game because the name of my YouTube channel is called Freakish Creature.
I thought it was iChimp.
I thought it was iChimp too.
Freakish Creature.
Okay.
All right.
Freakish Creature.
And he's
that
just
will
going to
sell
play
it.
racquetball on YouTube
No,
for millions of views?
he's going to play racquetball. He'll do other things.
He's an
but
entertainer.
That'll be the viral vids.
Okay. All right.
Sure,
That's how
sure,
he's making his money.
Sure.
Patrick?
I'm still angry with Kyle.
Human's not really a cool thing to pick, right?
Nah,
you
that
can't
ain't
pick
it.
Human.
That ain't it.
Mm.
Not even Bobby Flay.
I know. It's kind of.
I know.
Filet.
So, all right. So I've got this tiny little titmouse body with a bear's head and scent ability, and I'm going to give it the limbs. What's got really good digits? I need something with really good digits that it can control.
The ii has a good
I know,
finger.
but you picked it. What's
It's got a finger.
It's got some nice little fingers.
Spider monkey.
Yeah, I'm going to give it the limbs of a spider monkey on my tiny titmouse body.
Okay.
And it's going to have this incredible scent ability. And it is going to be a tiny chef because it
knew
has
it.
this incredible ability to smell and
That's why I wanted
taste
Bobby Flay.
thousands
I knew
of
it was gonna-
times, 50,000 times better than a human. And it's going to make these immaculate, beautiful little tiny meals. And we're gonna
Micro
open-
dishes.
Yeah, we're going to open a restaurant where you go
A
in and you're
restaurant?
served on these tiny, beautiful meals. There's a magnifying glass on each menu, and you're going to look. It's going to look like nothing, and then you look in the magnifying glass,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful.
It'll make you full, or will there be calories in
You'll
there?
have to eat a lot.
You'll have to eat a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Well, I think
It's an
this is-
interactive experience.
You have to eat a
it's-
lot, and it's not going to be cheap.
It's
All
a
right.
better idea for YouTube, honestly, because I've seen channels where they make
It will-
tiny food.
It'll
so-
also have. I'm going to monetize it in every
Well,
way possible.
you guys are going to need to team up because I'm
In
going to
every
win, and
way
I'll
possible.
explain why. Because my orca-bodied creature with octopus limbs is going to have the trained head of a California sea lion. And here's why. Because the military uses trained California sea lions to detect bombs and underwater threats. But now, on the body of an orca and with the tentacles of an octopus, it's going to be able to not only detect them, but diffuse and eliminate any threats to the president or the military as a trained underwater creature.
So you're going to lease it out to the U.S. government?
I am indeed.
It's
We're talking military money here, guys.
yeah.
This is big money.
It's tough because like I see the vision, but I honestly like it's a 1 in a million shot that they actually want that lease.
No
Yeah,
way,
it's-
dude. The
it's-
military buys anything that can help them.
It's really tough.
It's like
I mean, I just
$1,200 bucks. a
yeah.
day.
Oh my
I don't
God, you
think
guys are
there's
just
any money
jealous
in
because I
that.
won by a
$1,200 a day.
landslide.
By the way, I'd say
$1,200
One?
a day.
And maybe if you had an army of these, but please,
One. It's the size of an
1,200 a
orca.
day.
Huge octa. It's gonna literally take bombs and just be like.
It's this thing's gonna have the same day rate as a assistant camera guy.
I will say this. The nice thing is that your animals were so bad and was mine that the max net worth of any of these animals is not more than $5,000. So it's a good competition if you're actually choosing between these three horrible choices.
No way. I
Yeah.
thought mine was really
it's
clever.
it's a lower middle class competition. Look, this has been
Oh,
fun.
God.
The game is fun.
It is really fun.
You guys are fun. Go to wildtimes.club/info. Get all of our podcasts ad free. And you know what? Get 4 more bonus podcasts that we don't release publicly every
month.
single month.
Yeah.
That's right. Wildtimes.club/info. Get those ad free podcasts. And they're available on Apple. They're available on Spotify and Patreon. We love you. Wildtimes.club/info.
See you at Animal
No
Con
problems
next
here.
week.
Yeah, that's
2
right.
weeks. Whatever it is.
That's right. That's right.
It's next week, son.
Next week.
It's in like 4 days.
Yeah. I'll see you there, Andy Gabbard. You turd. You rode on my butt.
You guys are gonna drink so much.
Bye.